Have you ever wondered what really happens behind the scenes at Disney? Well, Disney World is apparently sharing backstage footage of their character performers. And I'm gonna let you know my thoughts as a retired Disney princess from 2004 to 2009. Hey everyone, I'm Jennifer Oakes, a retired Disney princess with first-hand backstage experience, and you may know me from Confessions of a Retired Disney Princess. I will link that in the description box below. That video came out in 2012. I filmed it with my friend Rachel Henkel, and I want to say we were the first, the OG retired Disney princesses to ever spill the tea. And I want to apologize for my voice right now. I am overcoming a cold, so if I sound nasally and congested, sorry. I wanted to get this video out and life keeps lifing, and this is what it is. So today I want to share some of my thoughts and how things have changed since my day at Disney. And I want to say the way I kind of refer to my time at Disney World is the pre-Tiana days. There was once upon a time where I was the dark princess, and I would perform. I was friends with Pocahontas and Princess Jasmine from Aladdin. In those early 2000 days, Disney had that squeaky clean image. Everybody's hair had to be just so. There were so many rules to follow because I remember like seeing the handbook for other Disney cast members who weren't in Disney Entertainment, and there was like the no tattoo rule. Piercings were limited. I wonder if you were even allowed to have 2 piercings back then. I feel like you weren't. It had to only be 1 piercing. Guys couldn't have piercings. Like there was no expression of who you were outside of that squeaky clean, like 1950s image of America, you know, when Walt was around back then, and everything was super rated G, perfectly squeaky clean. And also I remember a time, because I moved to Orlando in like the mid-90s, 1995, and I remember going with a friend in middle school whose dad worked for Disney because I couldn't really afford to go to Disney. I remember Disney wasn't full the way it is today. You could just walk on rides. It was a quiet park. It was so chillax. I miss those days. Also, the Disney Princess machine was in high swing in the early 2000s. So when I was growing up, now mind you, I partially lived in Germany because my dad was stationed in the army over there. But even coming back to American culture, Disney Princess was cool when I was young, but it wasn't the machine that it was by the time I was in college. And Disney had figured out some kind of marketing technique, and Disney Princess was huge. So when I was a kid, it was like Ninja Turtles. It wasn't Disney Princess. I mean, you had Ariel, you had Belle, you had Jasmine, but at some point when I was in high school and I didn't really care, Disney did something. I don't know what they did. If anyone wants to comment below and talk about that evolution, how Disney churned that machine, you let us know in the comments below. But by the time I got there, they had figured out the marketing. And I just remember feeling like a queen in the theme park, even though Cinderella was the queen bee, like she was everything. Everybody loved Cinderella, like all the guests wanted to meet her. Her castle was there. She was the one that everyone kind of bowed down to. And as far as working in Disney Entertainment, if you were Cinderella, I felt like you almost got bypassed, at least in my experience, you almost got bypassed from being trained in fur character costume stuff, and you were just immediately like put as fast as possible on stage or on set somewhere where you were meeting guests and in costume and everything. But just being a face character was awesome, and it may still be like that today. I'm not sure. I do remember before getting hired, I asked somebody who worked on Main Street in that candy store, I forget the name of it, the confectionery or whatever. I asked somebody, what's it like working like with Disney princesses when you see them backstage in the tunnels and all that? And somebody the girl who worked behind the cash register was like, they're spoiled. So when I got hired, I kept that in mind, that we were viewed as spoiled. And so yeah, 2004 to 2009, Instagram wasn't a thing. It was still MySpace. Does anyone remember MySpace? Facebook was in its very early stages, but even then, Disney had mentioned that we weren't allowed to take pictures. If you did, it was like, it just, things didn't get circulated online so much in those early 2000 days as they do today. I don't even think I had Instagram in 2009. I feel like that didn't come till like 2011 for me, maybe. I'd have to go back to my oldest Instagram post, but we had digital cameras, and you could bring a digital camera backstage and you could take your pictures against a blank wall. If you took any backstage, there could be nothing to signify that this was backstage. So a blank wall was considered safe to take your pictures. I don't know if that changed when smartphones came. If you know, comment below, but that is the way we would do it. I remember with my Aladdins, we'd find a blank wall and we would take a picture. As long as you were in full costume, it was a blank wall backstage, we were golden. And we didn't have the social media, thing going on, so Disney may have been more relaxed back then about it. But you weren't allowed to take pictures backstage otherwise. But of course we did. Well, I didn't. I was a good girl. but I remember one picture that was so funny. We used to keep it in the break room, and it was an Aladdin with Pocahontas. They were acting like they were gonna make out, and there was this jealous Jasmine that's like behind the couch, and she's like roaring like she's gonna kill Aladdin, and she's like, it was hysterical. We used to have so much fun. There was a video that one of my friends and I took where I'm jumping. Yeah, because I guess we had the flip phones and you could take very grainy video. I wish I could find this video. It was last seen on my MySpace, which I can't get into my MySpace account anymore. But I'm jumping on a sofa, and I was so like not thinking of the other person. Somebody's tomato, they had like a gooey tomato, like a gelatin toy type thing, and I was like doing a wind up and a pitch, and I threw the tomato at the mirror and it splattered, and we just laughed hysterically, and I'm jumping up and down. We were crazy children, but we were in college, and so we were just insane. We would do lots of crazy things, but mostly I remember hanging out in the break room with an Aladdin, and we would watch funny movies or SNL or Mad TV, and we would laugh hysterically for hours. When I worked there wasn't as much division politically in the nation, and so we respected other people's religions and beliefs, and nobody talked about that stuff, and we just had fun and we laughed. I wonder how things are now, today. But at the same time that things were wonderful, they were also bad, because I was also finding, I think I mentioned in other videos, I found a black girl crying in the stairwell because she couldn't be a face character. And there was nothing I could say, nothing I could do. And I knew that things needed to change, and we needed more diversity as far as Disney princesses go, in my opinion. But yeah, we didn't have smartphones, so we couldn't be as vocal as today's face characters or performers in theme parks are. I see Disney showing backstage footage as them trying to control the narrative. They've realized, okay, this is a beast that is gonna keep moving. We can't do anything about it, because once these people leave the company, we can't control what they say or do. People like me or whatever, I don't know, are they gonna ban all Disney princesses after you stop working there? Like, because we talked about our experience, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know, it's kind of like actors with movies. After actors walk away, they write their books and all that stuff. So I kind of feel like Disney doing this is them trying to take control of the narrative. I always remember thinking that if we ever had a reality show, because when I worked there, the Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey Newlywed Show was super popular. Ozzy Osbourne was super popular. Reality TV was taking off, and I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, if we had a reality show backstage in Disney Entertainment, it would be the biggest show ever, because it was crazy. Like, the jealousy, the envy was huge. I thought when I left high school that that would be over, and it was no, it's still, like, I think people are peopling and life is lifing, and those feelings and issues don't necessarily go away in high school. You just have to learn how to deal with humanity and all of our emotions and other people's emotions in the clash. So recently I did a video review of Mississippi Masala, which Zach had suggested that I do a video review on that. And then below that video, somebody commented, Jennifer, do you have any thoughts on Disney releasing backstage videos of cast members getting ready? What are your thoughts? And that's what prompted me to even make this video. And then I had posted about it on Instagram, and somebody was like, oh, it's nothing. But then other people were like, no, no, no. Benjamin on my Instagram, I don't know if you want me to post your Instagram profile or not. I think you said I could, but anyways, you had written me in a DM and you said, yes, they literally have released videos of characters in hair and makeup, and they even did a video of the royal couples getting ready for some Christmas promotional. It has a lot of ex-Disney Entertainment members on fire, LOL. I saw one girl who is an ex-Disney princess who hung out with Ariel, Merida, and I think Cinderella, created a subscription part on her Instagram specifically for backstage photos and videos and content of her days at Disney. Literally, there's videos of her trying on Woody and Buzz's heads. I was like, what is happening? Obviously, it's all subscription, so you have to actually pay to be able to see content, but still. I'm laughing so hard because I remember putting on those heads. And for someone like me, I guess I'm gonna view this like memories, nostalgia for me, because I remember going into the room with all the heads. But it is kind of ruining the backstage magic, you know? I find it interesting. I'm like, what is wrong with me? This girl's capitalizing on everything. I wanna say I saw her on her profile on TikTok and she has nearly 1 million followers, and I'm like, I'm over here like homeschool mom, like not doing anything with, you know, like I'm not capitalizing on Disney princess stuff as much as I probably could. I don't know. I also don't really, I like being known as a retired Disney princess, but at the same time, I don't know how much I want to be known, which is why I've done like other videos on YouTube that aren't as popular, but I don't know. I'm still finding myself. I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I also kind of feel a little bit jealous of some of these people. I'm gonna be vulnerable here because, gosh, I wish I would have had a smartphone. I wish I could have captured videos, like super cool videos, super cool photos. Like, it just takes a minute for you to give your phone to the character attendant and they can film amazing videos of you interacting. Like, every photo on stage that I had to get of myself either had to be from my family visiting me in the theme park, or it had to come from other people online, and I would go on Google and search Princess Jasmine and look at all of the images and find other people's photos of me to even find pictures of me online. Whereas I'm kind of jealous because I didn't have, maybe, did I have a digital camera? I feel like my husband had one because I got married right the year that I got hired, 2004. I was not able to join in all the drama and dating scandals that everybody was going through. Low-key, did I tell you, one of these Aladdins was like, you got married way too young. Like, he was fighting with his girlfriend and I'm like, what, would we be dating if I hadn't have gotten married? Like, I wasn't into him, but he was just frustrated with his girlfriend. I don't know what the heck. Like, this was the drama that was backstage. But, and then Benjamin went on, it was for Not So Scary Parade. I believe it was the goals for the Haunted Mansion float, I believe. I came across that girl's Instagram page. I was so PO'd about the whole thing. I think especially because she saw the royal couples video and being a part of the couples for herself and getting multiple rides, she was so mad. Wait, I'm not sure I understood that. Oh yeah, just that how people are PO'd. Yes, so, and I want to show the video where this girl is.
Time to get our costume and we'll see you out there.
Y'all thought me telling personal stories from performing at Disney for 8 years was taboo and bad because it was ruining the magic? First of all, give me a break and get a grip. No one outside of the Disney bubble cares. Grow up and get over yourself. In some of my Disney videos, I would overlay clips of me performing in order just to keep the audience's attention as I'm prattling on. I never put on here any of the hundreds of videos and pictures I have of me swapping costumes with different characters. Didn't show me half Gam getting shoved into Buzz's head by Woody. Never overlaid videos of me making out with my Elena or Prince Eric. But now I'm kind of feeling like, why not? What was the point? Obviously not on the main videos, but on the subscription videos. And in my subscription videos, yeah, I've peeled back the veil a lot more than I have on my normal feed. But even then, there were some things that the subscribers were asking for that I was like, do I want to cross that line? But now, after
do I want to cross that line? I love that because it's true. I feel like even for myself, like how much information do I want to share? I'm very grateful. A lot of you guys have reached out to me who have actually become Disney princesses, and you guys will divulge to me your experiences working for the mouse and how it has affected you. And I have heard one too many sad horror stories from people who watched Confessions of a Retired Disney Princess or some of my Q&A videos, went and got hired, which was probably a dream come true for you guys. But then you guys tell me some of these terrible things that she's gonna express in this video, and I am brokenhearted for some of you guys. And like, here I was on YouTube talking all this wonderful stuff about how wonderful it was to work for Mickey, and yet I didn't talk about all of the negative sides. Like I just didn't want to go there. I didn't want to complain. But then you guys share stuff with me, and it's like, oh, I almost blamed myself because I didn't talk about the negative things. Like maybe I didn't paint a realistic picture of what it was like to be a character performer. I only showed the rosy side and none of the negative. And it's like sometimes you wish that you had somebody to warn you or tell you about what to expect, how to, you know, and a lot of it's just growing pains, like learning about human nature, learning about business and the how cruel business can be. But anyways, let's keep reading, keep watching.
Disney is spitting in the faces of everyone who's been terminated from the company for FaceTiming a loved one when there was a medical emergency, but heaven forbid they were backstage or in costume, or for taking a picture on set. Oh, but the garden gate was closed, so now technically it's considered backstage. The most ridiculous things that managers would write you up for because they're on a power trip. But yet, when the official Disney account is posting performers backstage in cosmetology with documentation papers right there in front of them, it's okay now? Oh, well, they weren't IPs, they were just movers. Oh, okay, so all of a sudden no one remembers the behind the scenes Christmas clip Disney released that showed all the royal couples in their basics and wigs. It's about the double standard. Do you know how many people have lost their jobs, their insurance, their benefits, their rent money, and consequently their homes because they sent a Snapchat to somebody in the same break room, but they're sitting beside the bathroom and the friend is sitting by C room beside the curtain and didn't want to get up? Make it make sense. So it's okay only when Disney is allowed to profit off of it. Hypocrite.
Preach, girl, preach, because I feel that pain on behalf of the girls who reached out to me. Like, I feel that pain. Okay, let's go. So she says, so it's okay when Disney is allowed to profit off of it.
It's that line that I wasn't sure that I wanted to cross just yet. Yeah, I can cross it now. So to my subscribers, baby, y'all better buckle up because you ain't ready for this one.
Y'all better buckle up because you ain't ready for this one. Yes, girl. So when I showed that to my husband does accountant, he's an accountant, he works with a lot of like business folk or whatever. He's like, you know what? This is Disney's business and they can do what they want and you don't have to like it and it doesn't have to be fair because this is their business and sucks for you and you can be mad all you want, but what they want to do is what they want to do. And when he said that, is my husband wrong? No. Like, he's not wrong, but at the same time, Kayla there, she's not wrong either. If she wants to post her stuff, she's gonna post her stuff. And I kind of feel like that's where Disney is and that's where she is. And both people, or Disney, the company, and her, are feeling like, you know what, you're gonna do what you wanna do, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. And but I kind of feel like Disney sees the writing on the wall that that machine of Backstage performers isn't gonna stop. So they're gonna take control of the narrative themselves. And so I wanna watch another video.
Did you know that at Disney, we can now post Backstage photos and videos? I have so much stuff I'm gonna be able to use. No, but Disney is sure posting a Backstage video. I sent this to other former character performers and I was like, are you joking? Because I cannot tell you how many people were fired and got in trouble for Backstage videography, Backstage photos. Every time I post a video, even like hinting at things that aren't totally in character integrity, I get like a nervous sweat and stuff inside because I don't work there anymore, but I still like want to honor that. But no, we can just fully post videos now, Backstage in basics with the full cosmetology report in front of us, putting on a wig. And I know they're dancers, but that's insane to me. It's still Backstage. So obviously Disney's gonna do what they're gonna do, but I think this is insane. And I can't believe that they're just posting Backstage stuff now. I know it'll get traction. That's the same reason I post the videos, because people want to know about it, but woo! There might be some people who feel less bad about posting Backstage stuff moving forward.
I feel like my eyeliner is falling, you guys. Oh, I hate that. Like, so now that I'm a stay-at-home mom and I don't wear makeup as much, like I wear it for my YouTube videos, but I feel like I've lost my skill with keeping my eye makeup on, which I used to be so good and flawless at that. And I don't know, I guess it's all the oils I use on my face to try to keep my skin smooth. But yeah, I agree with her last comment there about how now people are gonna be feeling more inclined to share about their Backstage experience, but I kind of feel like Disney already felt like people were inclined, so they were like, you know, I think this is a tit for tat. Like it's almost like the unspoken war between Disney and the performers. Or former performers, retired Disney princesses, what have you. I just kind of feel like we were gonna get here eventually anyway. And not only here, but even beyond. I mean, I couldn't conceive social media when I was in high school the way we have it today. Who knows what will be, you know, innovation the way it goes. How will society look 50 years from now? You know, this is the way it is, and who knows even where Disney will be 50 years from now as a company. I know for myself, like my kids are now approaching middle school. Like my daughter is in middle school, my son is almost there. And we spent a lot of their baby, toddler, young elementary years at Disney World when we used to have annual passes, but the past couple years we've had Universal Studios passes, and my kids love roller coasters. We rode the heck out of roller coasters and adventure rides at Disney World, whatever they offered. But then Universal offered the Hulk and all these other, like the Mummy, more ferocious, fierce roller coasters at Universal Studios. And my kids love them, and they were tall enough. Jurassic Park, the Velocicoaster, my kids, like, if anything, now we're at Epic Universe, and I'm having to adjust to the scariness of that. What's that, Stardust coasters, the green and yellow one? I am like, this is crazy. These, you know, they better be safe, because I'm like, what the heck? But we really enjoy Epic Universe. We really enjoy Nintendo World. With talking about Disney Princess stuff online, I didn't realize how I was not as big of a Disney fan as I thought I was. And even a lot of my adult friends who homeschool with me, they are like, some of them are hardcore Disney fans. They know things I don't know, or they watch the movies, or are more faithful and loyal to the company in ways that I'm not even that faithful and loyal. I do encounter retired Disney princess moms who homeschool from time to time, and one in particular right now who I love, who I won't I won't mention her name, but really love her. She was friends with Aurora and Cinderella, and my daughter is friends with her daughter, and so I really feel a connection with her. She loves Disney, but she also loves Universal Studios and Harry Potter and all that stuff. I go to Bible study with people who have watched my channel and who work for the mouse. And I want to say a lot of people in the Orlando and Disney vicinity go to church, work for Universal or the mouse, and we all like do life together. I think because I am older and I am more focused on other things outside of Disney, this news doesn't really upset me that much. I don't feel like as emotionally attached. My daughter is auditioning for things at her new school. She does hybrid homeschooling, and they have a great theater program where she's at. She's gonna be doing the Thesby auditions. Like the Thesby auditions, if you go online, they have those all over Florida. We're gonna be doing like a competition in Central Florida later this year. And then they even have like states and districts and all this stuff. And so, you know, I used to want to be a performer. My parents weren't very encouraging, but like my daughter has a lot of resources in me. We were backstage extras in a Universal Studios commercial, and I'll put the link if you want to see more about that. I'll put the link in the description box below. And my daughter's been involved in drama and theater, and a lot of my daughter's drama teachers work directly for Disney with some of the shows that are going on over there. And I'm like, you know what? If you want to go work in the theme parks when you get to college like I did, more power to you. She's already doing like all the things that I talk about in my Disney videos, like how to get cast. I have her in dance, I have her in theater, and she loves it. You know, she's also into creative writing, and so is my niece. And I feel like I am surrounded by so much creativity in regards to the theme parks. Like one of the guys who sat in front of me in church designed all the Harry Potter facades at Universal Studios. And so, I don't know, I just think that's super cool. And so I don't know. And I also have ambitions for myself to go do acting later in life. Like my kids aren't always going to be under my roof. And I love performing. Who knows what nonsense I'll throw up on YouTube, and maybe some of it will resonate with people, maybe some of it won't. Just because I'm in my 40s, I'm not dead yet. I remember a time when I worked in Disney Entertainment and I could not see anything outside of Disney Entertainment. I remember one of the girls who was a Disney princess, I think she was Jasmine with us. She left because she got an internship to go work at a law firm or something like that. Like people, and that's when it dawned on me, there's stuff that people are more passionate about outside of Disney Entertainment. But at the time, I didn't have a law degree going on, or I didn't have that mind, you know, of being a lawyer. She did, and a lot of the Disney princess girls were very educated and smart. I don't think they looked at the resume to make sure that you were a college-bound person, but it just happened that a lot of the girls were either going to school for education or they wanted to become something. And so, I don't know, I was already married and like my ambition was to become a stay-at-home mom. I don't know. Some of us are more ambitious than others, I guess, but I don't know. Drop your comments and questions below. What do you think about this whole situation? Are you like, meh, I'm indifferent to it? Or does it make you mad? Do you feel the anger that a lot of people are feeling right now? Or are you feeling like Disney deserves this? Like, do you have any stories that you want people to know? Drop it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I can't guarantee you what I'm gonna be posting or uploading because I feel like it changes. I know this week I had also filmed myself tidying and around the house. At some point I wanna film a video about how I keep in shape. I don't really think, I'm 42. I don't know that I'm really somebody, I'm not like a fitness model. I have cellulite and stuff like that, but somebody had asked me how I keep in shape. And on one hand, I can understand because as we age, and I do see like with a lot of moms, we just, you know, taking care of ourselves kind of falls lower and lower on the totem pole if we're not intentional about it. And so I guess speaking to that, like what are ways that we can, you know, work to try to maintain our fitness as we age. And so that's a video that I'm looking to make in the upcoming future. If you want to see a video on that, please consider subscribing. From time to time, I like to drop some performance art, if you can call it that. I don't know. I can't guarantee that it will be super good, but it will be me. It will be my random chaos. It will be humble in its uploading. And if you have any tips for keeping the eyeliner from traveling down, let me know. Again, it was probably the oil that I put on my face this morning, but these are the first world problems that I find myself having in my early 40s yeah, it's because of that I don't usually wear eyeliner these days, although I have kept my glitter. I will not stop wearing glitter. That's from my Disney princess days. I'm also thinking to post beauty content, like minimalist beauty. I don't know, I really love French girl beauty because French girls, they don't tend to wear a lot of eyeliner. They more just do like clear skin and lip and keep their hair natural. So that's why I like French girl beauty, because it seems so relaxed. So I'm like, I can get behind relaxed beauty. I'm also getting white hairs and I love it. And I know people are like, no, get rid of your white hair and dye it, but I'm choosing to embrace having white hair, and you may see little hints of it from time to time in my videos, so. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Hit like, share, subscribe, all that, and I will catch you guys in another video. Bye everyone.